Okay, this video is an intro to Module 1. So when you go to your Blackboard site, you click on your MyOpenMath link that's on your Blackboard site. You'll get to MyOpenMath. You'll see due dates up here in the calendar. You'll have your Zoom link right here that is your link to get onto synchronous classes and also previous recordings of classes. You have your course material, which is basically your graphing calculator there if you want to use it. Teaching material, which is documents and so on teaching. And then here is Module 1, and that's what this video is about. So when I open this up, you can see the three areas, which is instructional material, engage and explore, and action and expression. Don't think of these like we have to go through the instructional materials before we do engage and explore, and don't think that we have to do engage and explore before we do action and expression. You'll have activities in both of these areas, and this is your instructional material to use in both of these areas. So if I open up instructional material, you can see this is your module at a glance right here, and this is your video will be linked right here that we're recording right now. And let me just go back to these areas. And so you have your module objectives. So that's the objectives of this module. You have why you need the skills in this module, and the reason are two reasons. You have to be fluid with this stuff and know it well that you can teach it, and then also you have to be able to pass the praxis test. So those are the main reasons right there. And then instructions on the use of the material. Let me open that up. So what I recommend you do is try the homework assignment without using any videos or the textbook or anything, and just see how well you can go through it. Then if you run into problems that you're unable to do, then use the linked videos and written examples that are on the problems, and I'll show you that in this video. If you still are unable to, then use the textbook link, and I'll show you where that is, and or the additional videos in the module. And if you're still unable to solve a few problems, then use the post to forum link that is at the bottom of each problem. But make sure you post the work that you did in order to try to solve the problem, and that way the students and I can help find any mistakes that you made. And actually you're required to make at least one post for each module, and you have to reply to at least one person helping them with their problems. And I'll show you where all those things are. Let's go back now, and that was instructions on the use of material. There's videos for this area right here. You can click on these links and get videos for all the topics in this unit. And so let's close that off. And then the textbook links are right here. So you have a link for decimals, percents, ratios, proportional metric system, a little bit on sign numbers here too. So that's your textbook. When you click on these, they open up and you can just scroll through them. It's just a textbook I wrote that has these topics in them, and so you can scroll through, and there are different sections like R1, R2, and so on like that. So I find that that's the item that students use the least, actually, is the textbook, but it's there. And let's go out of that, and then we have a little discussion forum. So at some point you need to, before you even do the first homework assignment, you might want to post your feelings here on how you feel about this topic, and do you feel comfortable with it, and would you feel comfortable teaching this material. So really that's all that is there, and that's so that's your learning material in terms of your textbook, videos, and so on. And then here's the Engage and Explore. This is where your homework assignments are. So you have a syllabus homework assignment, which is no issue there. But let's go into one of these homework assignments. Here's fractions, and so when you do these, you'll see that you can start and you can jump around to different problems. Like here's the first problem, and many problems have a linked either video or written example to them. Not all of them, but many of them do. And so those are very helpful, and they're right there on the problem. That gives you a video or a written example very similar to the problem that you'll be doing. But like I said before, if you have any problems with these homework examples, after you look at the video and you try to work them out and so on, and you use your everything you have, then you always click here and post it to the forum. And what that does is it posts to everybody your problem that you had, and then what you do up here is type in your question, like I tried And then watch here, you can type in the math. You tried maybe 1/3 plus 1/2, or something like that. And notice that it shows up really nice. Or I tried to take a certain amount of area and subtract off a certain amount of area, or whatever, and you just say what you did. Or you can take a screenshot if you did it, worked it out on a computer or whatever, or just type it up like I'm doing here, either way. And then you just scroll down and you post it, the thread, and people will reply to it. You're required to do at least one of those posts and reply to somebody's post. So let's go ahead and get out of that area. And so you can jump around on these. You get 5 tries per problem. And if you miss still after 5 tries, you can just say, give me another problem, and it will give you a new number 1 or whatever problem. And you can go to any problem you want. So like, for example, here is, as soon as it loads, here is question number 5. And, just I'll show you, let's say we did this problem wrong. I think it just wants you to write it in simplest form. So let's say we reduce this when wrong and we said it was 1/2. Then I'll submit it, and you can see I got it wrong, but I can just go ahead and try it again. So I can click in here and try a different answer. So let's try, let's see, 3, I think 6 goes in there, 5. So just reducing this, I'll try to get the right answer this time. 6 goes into 35 times, and 6 goes into 54 9 times. And I think that's that one reduced. And when I submit it, I got that one correct, but I still missed other ones. So after a certain point, after about 5 tries, you don't get any more tries on that problem. So it's worth it to try all the parts. But at any time, you can say, get a similar problem. So if I do that, now I get new problems to work out. You can see that this one has a video. So I won't start the video, but you can see it's a very, very similar problem that the videos are. So that's really nice. Plus, you can click on the written example and see how the written example said how to do the problem. So very, very nice. And as soon as you finish this this assignment, and it doesn't have to be done in one setting. As soon as you close it, it saves what you've done as long as you submit each question, and then it saves it. And then when you get done with that, you can go to your gradebook, which is right here, and you'll see your score at that point. And after the due date, you can actually click it and see all the right answers and so on. So that's how each assignment works. And that takes you clear down to the practice test. But as you're doing these assignments, you'll want to start taking care of these things in the action expression area, which is posting to the forum, that's easy, and answering somebody's post in the forum. And you can see that's actually going to be graded, and it's graded on the quality of your answer to students. Okay, so you want to help students out correctly, and I say here, give them a similar question showing how to solve that problem. And you are graded based on the quality of your response and if your directions to the students are correct. So it's not just saying, well, try this or something. And you don't want to do this the problem for the student. You want to do the problem, a similar problem. So like, here's an example, and that's where you would use the equation editor. So you have a group assignment in this area that you'll put together. So this is going over a few items for in the module, and so that's what the group assignment is. Right there, we'll talk about that more. And then the student teaching lesson and recording. This is you yourself doing a little either recording a video, or you can present it during class of you going over a few problems in this area. And this gives you specific directions on that assignment. Just like up here, this gives you specific directions for your group assignments, like a group of 3 people, and each one does a little activity either using Nearpod, Kahoot, or Edpuzzle. So the 3 people do a little lesson using those 3 Web 2.0 things. And here's the assignment. It goes into more detail right here, a link that tells you exactly. And here's the link for the grading rubric for the student teaching lesson and recording. And then on down here, you'll see here's your first test. And so your tests are very similar to the practice tests, but you don't want to be waiting till the end of the unit to get rolling on the big topics here, the big things, or even the form. So I'll stop right there, and that's how this unit is laid out. And all the units are laid out the same way as this one, but that should help you on it, and that's the whole first unit. So I'll stop right there.